Hey everybody, what's crack-a-lackin'? What we got going on today, guys? Well, guys, we've had an eruption over here that I think I showed it to you guys yesterday, and I was trying to tell you guys whether or not it was going to hit. Looks like it's going to. Plus, we got hit today. Not all the way to geomagnetic storm level, but really close. We've also got a few more other eruptions. This is Soho right here. This is a coronagraph, and what you're seeing here is, yeah, these are going to be some eruptions coming. See that one? That's the one that happened yesterday. Now, if we go to the next day, you're going to see more. So we've got some more sunspots rotating in, and I seen a sun diving comet. It looked like kind of sneaking the image down here. We're going to take a look at that. I'm not sure if it is yet or not, but it looks like it might be. I'm not quite sure yet, but we'll see. But with that being said, also we've got some fireballs that are being reported, and this isn't something crazy, weird, or anything. But typically, when we come over here to this over here at Dr. Tony Phillips' website, this is spaceweather.com, they report fireballs, right? So what are we seeing here? Well, they show you the orbit of these fireballs, and Earth is actually the center of this, okay, not the sun. That's how they do that, because that's the perspective we want to know from. You can see where we had one of them come from way opposite the majority of the others. So that wouldn't be from a typical comet debris trail, okay? So it's different than what we typically see here. Now, it's not like unheard of that we see this, I mean, obviously. But this is something that is, that when we usually report on these things, it's usually all coming from the same direction. So, yeah. Also, guys, they are now forecasting a geomagnetic storm, and we are missing some data here, legitimately. I've been looking for it. It's just not there. And right now, guys, our density is actually fairly high. I'm not sure if there's something going on with whatever here, but yeah. Thank you, Eiley. I appreciate you, sister. All right, guys. So I just wanted to check and make sure all that was in there. Butterfly, I seen your comment there a few minutes ago. If you don't want that, you don't have to have it. But please don't feel like just because you're not able to be here all that often that you are less deserving of a wrench. Okay. So I don't want you to just kind of give that up for that reason. Now, if you don't want the wrench, you don't. I mean, I don't force anybody to take it. It's nothing like that. So, it is what it is. So just understand that. I mean, and I don't expect a whole lot, guys. I really don't. So, hey, Daniel. Okay, so, also, I'm going to run down the chat rules here real quick, okay? Now, I want people to pay attention to me here, okay? We've always had the same chat rules. Chat rules are you can't say anything bad about any other channel or attack anybody else. Name calling is absolutely a no-go, okay? That's something we won't have. That just breeds negativity. We encourage different ideas, okay? We encourage people to have different opinions. It's got to be respectful and of the such. Also, guys, I love the fact that we can have side conversations and about not what we're talking about here, right? That's how we get to know each other. So I do want that to continue, but please try to kind of keep it in the general vicinity of what we're talking about. We kind of go off the rails when we get over on the members only streams. That's different, right? I mean, it's a whole different environment. But yeah, so just kind of do that for me if you would. And that I just want to make that clear. Okay, so that's just what I expect. And yeah, so really not much more to say there. I mean, I think that the chat room, those 2 or 3 rules, really does keep the negativity out of here. Okay, so I just want to make sure that we understand that there's no vulgarity. You can't attack anybody or any other channel. That is really the biggest two. So, and then the name calling thing, all of that. And if you could, please, I mean, just, I really do. I encourage all the other conversation on the side. Because I do think it helps everybody because why do we chat in the chat room? Because we want to talk to somebody, right? We want to be heard, and I try to do my best to make sure that you guys are heard, and I want you guys to be able to do that. So if I make a mistake or somebody else here makes a mistake, please email me, and we can try to figure this out and see what happened. And most of the time, it's just a misunderstanding 99% of the time, and it gets fixed like almost immediately. So I just want you guys to understand that, okay? And again, Butterfly, there's no pressure to have a wrench here. If I gave you a wrench and you really don't want it, that's fine. I mean, I'm not going to have a hard feeling one way or the other. But don't think that you're not deserving of the wrench, because you are. You know, anybody that's here continuously and supports like you do, even though you can't be here live all the time, don't feel like it's a job. I don't want you guys to think that, okay? Because it's not. I don't expect anything like that. So I appreciate all my mods. I think all of them do a heck of a job, and it's just what it is. It's a very hard job, and it's thankless a lot of the time. So I just wanted to make sure I put that out here in the front. Now, so let's go ahead and just keep moving, and we're going to have us a good time tonight. Okay, guys? Let's just push through and keep moving. Okay, so they are forecasting the G1 storm, guys, right here on the 25th. That's in what, 2 days? Yeah. So we did have another flare after I got off stream last night. Okay? It did get the M-class flare range. I actually have not even seen it yet. Just so you know. Sometimes I don't look at these things until I come straight here with you guys. And the reason why is because I want you guys to see my process. I truly do. I want you guys to see how I come to the conclusions that I come. And I want to learn from you guys, because you guys might have different ideas on how to get to those conclusions. And that's really why I do that. And you can learn from what I'm doing by clicking buttons. You can't, guys, you can't screw the internet up, okay? You can just go, you can go to whatever site you want, start clicking buttons. It's not going to hurt anything. You're not going to hurt nothing. So go try to learn. And if you got questions, I'll do my best to try to help you. But this is SDO, okay? So it's in geosynchronistic orbit. I'm not going to go into some big, long, detailed thing here. It's from our perspective. It rotates itself to keep its eye on the sun. So we get kind of real-time data because it stays over this part of our planet right here at all times. It orbits the Earth at the same speed that we rotate around our axis, which is 15 degrees an hour. That's the perspective here. If you want to know more about that, go to SDO. Just go over there. Click SDO in the Google search. It'll take you right here. Okay? So, what do we get when we go to SDO? We get this. This is one of the imaging we can get. It's extreme ultraviolet. We cannot see this angstrom of light with our eyeballs. Okay? So, with that being said, man, woo! Wow. I don't know what the heck happened there, man. I hiccuped and coughed at the same time. You guys ever done that? That's crazy. Anyway, this right here is the area of the sun that we've been kind of watching. They did not expect this thing to be doing anything right now. They didn't. If anything was going to do anything, it was going to be this one. If I'm gauging it right. Let me look over here just so I don't give you guys the wrong information. Let me go up here and look at the number here. Let's see here. So they were thinking that what sunspot was it that they thought would be causing some of this stuff? I think it was the 3834. But the 3835 area is what erupted. See right here. Well, okay, he's talking about right here. Surprising forecasters who thought sunspot AR3835 was too stable to explode. Now, they're saying stable. Now, that is a very big flare and a lot of plasma coming off the sun for an area of the sun that they did not expect to be able to do that yet. They thought it was too stable. And so what do they mean by stable? Well, let me clarify. Let me go back over here and I will show you on SDO, right? Well, I'm going to show you. I don't have Helio Viewer up yet. let me get Helio Viewer up running for you guys, and I'll show you guys what I'm talking about here. Okay, so I'll go to data search, and I'll leave this up here because it gives us Earth scale. Okay, so this is the same satellite, the extreme ultraviolet that I just showed you, but we're going to look at a magnetogram. Okay, and we're going to look at, well, we can't look at the colorized version on this one. I forgot about that. So we are going to go look at it on over on SDO then. Okay, but before we do that, we'll take a look at this right here. Okay, this is Earth, and these are the sunspots. So Earth, that's the Earth size right there. Now let me go ahead and zoom in just a little bit more so you guys can get a better idea how big these sunspots actually are. Okay, you can fit Earth right inside of that. So these sunspots are huge. And I know that they're huge to what we think size is, right? I mean, if you took the sun and you're looking at the sun, obviously these things aren't that big, right? But in perspective to us, in the size of the Earth, yeah, it would swallow us up. But in relation to what a normal sunspot looks like, it's definitely not anything big, okay? These are relatively smaller sunspots in terms of size. Now, it doesn't mean that they can't be powerful, because they most certainly are. So let me kind of explain that to you too. So I'm going to go back here to SDO because I'm actually just going to use this one so I can keep the other one going. Let's go back up here, and we can go to data and AIA and HMI movies. And then we'll go to today. I'm only going to do a one-day run here because that's all I need to do to show you what I'm talking about. And then you can change what view you want, right? So we're going to look at the colorized magnetogram. And the reason why we look at the colorized one is because it shows us polarity. Reds and blues are opposite polarity, okay? So when they're talking about something being stable, they're saying that we don't have a whole lot of reds and blues mixing in with each other. That's very layman's term and a very layman's way to look at this, but it's very simplified and everybody can understand that. So in my opinion, it's the best way to explain this. Okay? So with that being said, this is the sunspot. Let's see here, what's the time frame here? Well, this sunspot right here is the one that they said was too stable that they didn't think it was going to be able to erupt yet. Now, it looks as though, because they thought this one was going to be. You see how the blues are kind of starting to swirl around, even down here. Now, I have to say this too. I'm gonna mention something here that I don't know if much of anybody else is talking about. I'm starting to see some sunspots get pretty high latitude. And when I say high latitude, that means closer to the poles of the sun. I'm not sure exactly what we would expect at this time in the sun cycle, but to me, this one here kind of seems a little far south to be, higher latitude, closer to the poles than what we should be seeing during this time in the sun cycle. Now, the sun can pop a sunspot anywhere at once, okay? And that happens, right? But this isn't something that I would expect the majority of them to kind of like be up here. And they are. The majority of them are. But we are seeing some that I've noticed in the past few weeks down this far. Okay? Also, I'm not seeing anything hardly at all in the northern hemisphere. I mentioned that before. I'm not really sure why that is. I don't know why that is. And I'm sure I could research it and figure that out. But it's something I've noticed. Look. Now, why does that matter? Well, the only reason why it matters, and I'm going to explain real quick. The equator of the sun, obviously, is the middle of the sun. It's called the ecliptic. It's an imaginary line from the equator, stretched out like a disc. Okay? It goes on infinitely. It's imaginary. It helps us understand where we are in relation to the sun and in our solar system to the other planets. And the rest of space, frankly. Okay? So if we know where we're at as far as in relation to the ecliptic, which is what I just said, the equator stretched out, then we got a better understanding of where things are. So if I say, for example, hey, Venus is, 10 degrees above the ecliptic, okay, that means that it's above the equator of the sun 10 degrees, okay? And at the same time, on the same day, I could probably say, hey, Earth is at -2 on the ecliptic, or 2 degrees south of the ecliptic. Very seldom are planets actually directly on that ecliptic, okay? We actually go up and down a little bit. Most planets do. Some of them are more drastic than others. Some of them are more extreme movements, but others aren't. Hey, Vicky, good to see you, girl. Daryl, swinging the wrench around, baby. I see you, brother. Looks good on you. Hey, Kristen. Our whole solar system is entering a different band of particles or a dense area of the galaxy. Hey, the Major, good to see you. I only know that because Ilea said that. Okay, so, let me just say this. This is the sunspot that erupted. Shortly after he erupted, you could definitely see where it started to become unstable. And I've been talking about this for quite some time now, probably the past few months at least. And what I mean by that, if you zoom in here, you're going to start seeing reds and blues pop up, and they're getting closer to each other, and they start kind of intermixing. So when we get a reconnection of those two polarities, that's when we see a flare. And that's what happened here. So they weren't expecting it from this area because things were so stable. The polarities were far enough apart. They didn't think they were going to reconnect, and all the above, right? So, yeah, I mean, we didn't expect that. That was completely unexpected to come from that area. Now, an M3 flare at this time of year, or this time in the sun cycle, is nothing to be, like, surprised about, okay? The only thing that's a surprise is the fact of where it came from. Now, because, like I said, the ecliptic is here, and the reason why that this matters, that all these sunspots are in the south, is because Earth doesn't sit right on the ecliptic, like I said. It actually sits south of the ecliptic the majority of the time. Okay? So anything firing off the south part of the sun has a better chance of hitting us than what something on the north does. Now, it's not a real drastic difference, but there is a small difference there. Okay? So, yeah. Now, also, it looks as though we're getting some space weather, and let me show you, because this actually kind of surprised me. I have to be honest with you about this. It just really did. It surprised me when I seen this data. This is Discover, okay? Now, we were at -6, right, on the BZ. I'm not going to explain what that is tonight. We look for -6. -6 or more negative, okay? When we're in that position magnetically, our magnetic field is in that negative position, -6 or more, we are more accepting to space weather. We will couple with a lot of the stuff that's coming at us, okay? So with that being said, what happens? Well, now, when that happens, that's when we get into geomagnetic storming. So when we see the -6, that's a big key indicator, right? We've had big shots from the sun, and we weren't in that magnetic position. We were actually in the positive, and something that could have really given us a G3, a G2 or G3 storm didn't get us into G level storming at all because of this positioning. The magnetic fields inside the CME was not the right polarity for us to draw it in. So it's a big deal. That -6 is a big deal. And I know I harp on that a lot, but I really want you guys to understand that. Now, the other data collection points here too, the density and the speed, yes, they definitely matter just as much, okay? You got to have that whole perfect storm type of scenario to get the really, really large solar storms anyway. But as you can tell here, we got what I call popcorn. What's popcorn? Well, when they enter a data point on here, it's exactly that. It's a data point. Thank you, Planet Hermit. Awesome sauce, baby. Heck yeah. There we go. Heck yeah. Thank you for that. Hey, Jay Poss. Good to see you, man. Whoever got those memberships there, tell Planet Hermit thanks, please. I would appreciate that. Hey Ricky, good to see you. I did get seen your message about Leisure. I haven't seen Leisure in a minute, and I know you were asking me if I'd heard from him. I haven't. I hope he's okay. I haven't heard from Miss V lately either, and that kind of worries me a touch also. But anyway, this is the density, and the popcorn part of it means that conditions are fluctuating. All right, so when conditions are fluctuating, they don't have this straight line, like solid line signature. All it means is that exactly what I just said. They're fluctuating in a way that they're far enough apart. When they plot these points on here, there's white spaces in between the data points, and it makes it look like little dots everywhere, right? That's really what it is. When they take a data collection, see that one little dot right there? That's one data collection entry right there. So when we see you get these solid lines, what that means is conditions are staying consistent. Okay? So, and what I mean by that is that whatever conditions we're getting, it's staying real close to the data point before it and after it. And that's why you see more of a solid line. So, I know I don't need to go much more in an explanation of that, but I want you guys to understand that. So when you come over here, and that's what you see, that's why. Okay? Hey, Ron, coming in with the 5 memberships, baby. Heck yeah. Guys, I got something coming here shortly that I think you guys are going to really like. I'm not going to spoil it right now, but I did want to kind of start teasing it to you. Okay? I've got some things in the works that I think a lot of you guys might like. And so just know that. I got some surprises coming. I've been talking to some people and everything, so we're gonna be doing some things, okay? So just know that. And we're gonna have some fun. You know, I'm tired of all the negative world crap all over us. You know, if I wanted to be covered in monkey poo, I'd go to the freaking zoo, man. But yeah. Anyway, so we got high density readings right now. 4 is what we consider normal, but even at this high of density, doesn't necessarily mean we're getting into storming, okay? What I will say, hey, IG, good to see you, girl. Tell Ron I said hey. But, right here, guys, check it out. We almost got the G1 storm today, completely out of the blue. I mean, nobody. I was telling you guys yesterday, hey, we got to be paying attention to cosmic rays because we're not having enough geomagnetism. And now look at this. 12 hours after I said that, look where we're at. Just a little bit more, and these are 3-hour data plots. What I do want to do, and I forgot to pull it up here, let's look at the HP and see if it even got there. It did. Look, you guys see this? So we were actually, for half-hour increments, at a G1 storm. I have no idea where that came from. Obviously, it came from the sun. Hey, Heather Joy. Guys, I'm putting the chat to the side. I'm starting to squirrel off, and I'm wanting to talk to you guys. I'm sorry. I don't want to do that. Hey, Trish. Had to say hi to you. You were here earlier. Very early, so I want to make sure I didn't miss you. Okay, so you can see how these are 30-minute data plots, okay? So if you average that out, that 3-hour increment, it's going to come out below 5. That's why this is showing a 4. Okay? So just know that. We were in storm level for a brief amount of time. We came out of it and then almost back into it again. Okay, so we've got some fluctuating conditions here, and it isn't really something that we would be expecting to see right now. I'm not really sure. It's probably coming from like a coronal hole or maybe a small solar storm that hit that was more stealthy than other ones. We just kind of didn't see it. And I've explained to you guys multiple times why that is. But so with that being said, I'm going to back this off a little bit because I want you guys to see this gigantic, and I mean gigantic, magnetic filament laying across the sun right now. This thing is impressive. As a matter of fact, I'm not sure if we can even see the start point of it because I think it's on the back side of the sun. So let me back this off and show you what I'm talking about. Okay, follow my cursor. You see this down here? This is solar rain. Some of that's falling back down to the surface. But check this out. Actually, I'm going to pause it. Pause it right. I'm going to move this forward. We're going to just leave it right there for now. Okay? If you take this and you see this shadow, right? That's a magnetic filament. Check this thing out. Follow my cursor. Look how big that thing is. And it looks like, now remember, we're looking dead on at this thing. Okay? This right here, I'm going to push play in a minute. You guys are going to see what I'm talking about once I say this. This looks like this thing is kind of standing up. Right? If you're looking at it, it's going to look the same from this perspective if it's standing up or if it's actually laying on the sun. It looks like it's kind of standing up, getting ready to blow off. If that filament blows off in that position, that is a very large filament. It looks very dense, and it would come right at Earth. And when we get hit with things like this, this definitely puts us into some decent-sized storming almost every time. Filaments, when they erupt, we consider them CMEs because it's plasma leaving the sun. Okay? Now remember, a flare is just X-ray. So the CME part, you know, you can have an eruption from the sun with the CME. That's not a magnetic filament either. It's just an eruption from the instability that the flare caused. Okay? So both are all true. I'll just say that. So let me go ahead and push play here. And you can see, look at these particles moving all along this magnetic line. I'm going to zoom in some more, so I want you guys to really see this. This is pretty cool stuff because we don't often see these big ones. Okay, these are big filaments. You can see where the start of this is kind of, it might be on the front side, but it looks to me like it's on the back. The thing is big, guys. Yeah, I mean, we've seen them drape all the way across the sun. I'm not saying that that's something we don't see. I'm just saying this is a large magnetic filament, and it's in a position. See how that stood up right there? And, you know, see how these are standing up? That's what I'm saying here. We just can't see it real well because the sun's the background. Over here, watch this stand up over here. Watch these magnetic arcs stand up over here. I'll show you here in just a second. It's coming right here. See that? See how they kind of stood up? We can't see it when it happens here because the sun's camouflaging it. But if you look real close, watch right here. You'll see a lot of that movement. See that? See all that moving back and forth? Now it didn't break. That filament did not break, but there was plasma moving back and forth on it. Okay? So I hope you guys can kind of understand that. Plus we got this one. These are not small. Look at this one. See that one trying to... Ooh, oh, I didn't even see that. Did you guys see that? That might be something we got to watch for. Watch this up here. This is somewhat of a canyon of fire, and I'll explain it to you here in just a second. See this filament? Watch what happens right in this area. Right about now. See that? See how that all kind of spread open? We had a little bit of that filament erupt off. So that, you know, it wasn't a true canyon of fire, because usually in those canyon of fires, it's so evident, I don't have to point it out. But check this out. Watch. See that? How everything lit up around it? That's magnetics, guys. That's what that is. That's magnetics at play right there. So, yeah. Now, why don't you guys go ahead and give me a roll call in there if you could. I would really appreciate it. But yeah. Looks like a heart. Yeah. You know, I want to address that real quick too. Hey Daniel, good to see you, bud. I think I said hi to you already. But give me a roll call in there if you would. But I do want to talk about that. You said it looks like a heart, right? I have to say this, okay? Our brains are trained to see things. Okay? What I'm talking about is there's a reason when you go outside and you lay down on the ground, well, kids don't do it anymore like I used to when I was a kid, and you look up at the clouds and you find all kinds of different shapes, you know, like elephants and rhinoceroses, jets, and everything else, right? Well, that's because our brain is wired to do that. Okay? With that being said, the same thing applies when you're looking at the sun. Images like this. Okay? For whatever reason, our brain tries to find something that makes us feel comfortable. That's what's happening there. We want to be able to recognize it. So, not to say that shapes don't matter, because sometimes they do. Okay? What I'm saying is that we're always going to see those kinds of things, and sometimes, guys, they don't mean anything. Okay? We have to be able to accept one way or the other, right? So always keep that in mind when you're looking at this stuff. There was one time I sent it over to Adam, and matter of fact, it was this image exactly. We had an eruption. No, it was over on Soho. It was this one, this red view. We had an eruption on the sun, and we called it the Bob Marley CME because it looked just like Bob Marley, and I am not kidding. I actually did a video on it, and it was, and that's the first thing Adam said to me. He's like, "That's a Bob Marley face," and I thought the same thing. It was crazy. Anyway, I'll show it to you guys my next live stream. Okay, I'm not going to go back and try to find it. You guys can go back and look. I might have even put it in the title. It was funny though. See, we gotta have fun when we're talking about this stuff, guys. But do you see how this stuff is kind of like lifting up and everything is kind of moving? So things are active and things can blow at any time. Okay. So this is Soho. Now remember, guys, watch what happens here. I'm gonna pause it here in just a second. Okay, that right there is a glitch. So let me show you what this tool is designed to do. First off, I want to point out why there is nothing there connecting. You guys want to know why? A lot of you guys probably already know this. Oh, shoot. I forgot to do the roll call. Sorry. Dallas. I see in Dallas. Oregon. Hey, Ann from Oregon. Looking pretty different today, Mercuriana. Yep. Ann from Oregon again. There she is again. Bay Area, California. Linda B. Steven, your brain will make anything into a face. Yeah, exactly. 100, man. 100 on that one. Hello from Connecticut. Hi, IG. Haven't seen you in a minute. How have you been? Hey, IG. Callie's asking about you. I pray for negative results. Negative. Oh, okay. Sorry. I shouldn't have been reading that out loud. Well, it's in the chat. I get it. Yes, guys. Hey, let's get some ones in the chat anyway for Mist. She is going through some stuff right now, guys. So, you know, Mist, I'm always praying for you constantly. I mean, honestly, I really do. When I say I pray for people, guys, I'm not kidding. I actually take the time out on my day to do that. So, I know some people just say it because it's the right thing to say. Not me. If you send good thoughts and stuff, whatever your thing is, guys, you know, just try to keep it positive, you know. But yeah. And that goes for anybody else struggling too. Ones, all that. Hey, Deep Quake, good to see you, brother. Glad you're able to make a live stream today. Seriously, good to see you. AK, forever in my heart. Hey, what's up? Okay, so Quebec. I seen a Quebec. Enderwoo. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Let's see here. Let's do this. Just trying to figure out if I missed anybody here. I am Planet Hermit. Pareidolia? I'm not sure what that is. Have to look that up. Okay, so anyway, yes, guys, please keep everybody in the prayers. Good thoughts. But anyway, okay. So why is this separated, right? This is separated because this is an actual disc on the camera. It's a physical disc on that camera, on that imager, okay? So what's holding it there? There's an arm right there, guys. You just can't see it on this coronagraph, okay? There's actually an arm right there holding this disc in place. That's why that does that, okay? Now, so what this is trying to do is trying to map out the edges of a CME. That's what this tool's for. And it's just having a hard time here. It had some sort of glitch. It thinks it's seeing a CME and it's not. Oftentimes when the camera itself gets overexposed with too much light, it'll do this. You'll see the whole thing go white and it'll flash, look like a disco ball for a second. Okay? So let me push start here and let's see what we got. Yeah, it did that. See, I didn't even recognize it did that yet. So what we'll do, let's reverse it. Right about, it's going right there. Okay? You see what happened right after it flashed? That's when that glitch happened. So just know that that isn't something that we need to be concerned about. Okay? Yeah. Honestly, it's not. There's nothing there to be concerned about at all. We see these glitches all the time. Most of the time, it just means that the light just got flooded into the imager and it couldn't handle it. The camera didn't know what to do. So, yeah. Okay, so if we come back over here, again, guys, we got this comet coming. I'm going to try to pronounce this thing. Sushin Shan Atlas. Okay? Sushin Shan, I guess is how you say that. Or is it Tushin Shan? I'm not sure. But, yeah, that's what that is. Hey! Whoop! 6 months, baby! Hey, check you out! Look at you, Ange333. That's the first time I seen the blue one. She got the blue Kool-Aid face, baby. That's why I picked it for 6 months. That's awesome. That's freaking awesome. I love it. Guys, my name used to be Blue Kool-Aid for those that don't know. But yeah, I got to highlight that sucker. Heck yeah. Thank you for being a member for so long, by the way. I think I seen K+4 in here earlier too. If I didn't say something to you, K, I apologize. Didn't mean for that to happen. So I missed you. Hey, Kathy, aloha. Deep Quake with the 5 memberships, baby. Lady L got one. Heck yeah. Jerry, good to see ya. Ohio Gun, what's up? Drops is here. Heck yeah. Man, we got everybody here tonight. Heck yeah. Okay. So, Austin Holistics, good to see you, by the way. Are you Blue? Yes, there you are. Yes, you are. Heck yeah, miss. Awesome. I think it's pretty cool, guys. They let me choose what I want to use for badges there. Now, the next one won't change for you guys till you're here, till you're, till you're a member for a year. So just know that. And that's why I felt sorry for Kay. Kay had something happen with her phone. So she had to, like, start a new Google account or something like that. So she lost her, like, original screen name. So she, and I have no control over this. She couldn't, she lost any kind of accrued months that she had as member. So she had to go back to a red one. And I felt, man, I wish I could change that, and I can't. It won't, YouTube doesn't give us any avenue to change that at all. I wish I could. That's right, baby. That's right, Vicky. That's my internet mama right there, one of them. Hey, John, good to see you. But, yeah, thanks again, Deep Quake. I appreciate you, man. You guys are just awesome. Okay, so, but I do want to talk about this, this fireball thing, okay? I don't want to make a big deal about this because it's not a big deal. But it is something that's pretty cool to talk about because, you know, typically when we go through like a meteor shower, you'll come over here, and this is something Dr. Tony Phillips has done a great job with. There'll be like 200 fireball reports. But you'll notice that the orbits of them are all basically the same. Because they are... Yes, Dennis. I'm sorry, I didn't see your question. Yeah, we have a CME headed this way, and I'll revert back to that in just a second. I'll give you a little bit of a rundown here in a minute. I'll do a recap. But anyway, with the fireballs here, yeah. So when we go through a meteor shower, that means that we are going most of the time we're going through a debris trail from a comet that has come through our inner solar system, right? And I think it's either the Perseid or the Arachnid meteor shower that. Thanks, Drops. Appreciate you, man. Awesome, man. Thank you for the super chat. Love that. Heck yeah. Thank you. But anyway, so now, yeah, you did, Drops. You've been here a while, bud, for sure. That's amazing, by the way. Arachnids, yeah, the arachnids. That came from Halley's Comet. When Halley's Comet comes through, when it came through last time, and every time it's come through our inner solar system, it leaves the debris trail back. So when we pass through that area of the solar system and our orbit around the sun, that's where those meteors are coming from. I'm not sure what the actual percentage is, but the majority of those things never ever hit the ground. Okay, these fireballs are the same way. Are basically meteors that are seen by everybody, or seen by somebody that reported it, and then they can go back and look at the sky charts and see that it was an actual meteor. So that's what you're seeing there. Okay, I just wanted to make sure you guys understood that. So guys, I check this all the time. I just think it's interesting. It lets us know, and it is interesting. See where it says 10 sporadics? What that means is those didn't come from any known meteor shower. They were coming from other sources, wherever that is, and whatever that is. So yeah. Now, Angel Wings, it got unusually hot today, very cold suddenly. Yeah, it can be. Let's see here. Yeah. Yep. Okay. So. Okay. So make sure I ain't missing anything, guys. I appreciate the support in there, guys. And guys, let's get, I know Marth does this, and I'm going to steal it from Marth tonight. Let's get some M's in the chat for all these mods, okay? My mods are just killer mods. They truly are. They really, truly are. So I just have to say that. So I'm going to put some M's in that chat for my mods. Much love to the mods. Okay. All right. Yeah, I think Steveman always types in caps. That's because I think his eyes aren't the best. Yeah, no kidding, Steven. I miss that blue Kool-Aid too. I really do. Karen Myers, what's up? Vicky's in the house. Oh yeah, baby. There you go, Daniel. Giggles, giggles. You put a smile on my face every time you come up in here, man. You really do. I just think you're number one, you're clever. Number two, you just crack me up with some of the stuff you say. I love it. Hi, Leah, you're awesome, by the way. And yeah, everybody's awesome. And that's what I'm trying to say. Everybody is awesome. And it just truly is. I got the best mod crew in the world. From Ilea, from Hilly, from Ripper, Trinity, all those guys. I mod with them on multiple channels. It is a thankless job. It truly is. And it can cause so many things. We have to deal with things that you guys don't ever see. Guys, there's some of the nastiest things come across this chat. You guys never see it. And it's worse over on Marfugel, just because of what he does over there. You know, the conversation is combative in the sense that they're oftentimes talking about world events, which involves politics and all that kind of stuff, right? That inherently is just something that causes conflict, right? So it's hard to keep things on the steady, right? So it makes it a little bit harder. I think Aaliyah's here. I know she'd probably agree with me. The chat here isn't nowhere near what we see over there. It's rough over there sometimes. It truly is. Some of the most disgusting things will come out of people's mouths when they don't have to take accountability for it. You know what I mean? They can just type it and run. And just, yeah. Anyway, enough of that talk. But it's just, yeah. Yeah. I love my moderators. 100% love my moderators. And if I forget Jammer, buddy, you are, my gosh, dude, you are one of the best dudes that I feel so fortunate to have met you, brother. If you're still in here tonight, I just have to say that. I really do. You're one of the most upstanding guys I've ever come across here on the internet. And I'm not just saying that. You really, truly are. And I can say that about a lot of you guys, and I wish I could. Wish I could just spend 25 minutes and do that, but yeah, I mean, yeah, exactly, yeah, Alia. Yeah, Daniel, listen, you know what, Daniel? Marv tells you that. Ask Ilea. She'll say it. She'll tell you. What's Marv tell people? If you're watching my channel and it's got you in such a funky mood, go watch something else for a few. I mean, that's what Marv says that often, and it's true. Because sometimes, guys, even though it's what we're reporting on is true, doesn't mean that it's nice to hear. You know what I mean? Sometimes we do. We got to walk away from it for a minute. That's healthy, man. I'm glad you do that. I'm glad you were able to recognize that. And Marv would tell you the same thing. But anyway, okay. Sorry, guys. I know I kind of went off the rails here the last half of this, but so a little bit of a recap. I do want to show you the magnetosphere here. Okay, it was asked, do we have a CME coming? So let me give you a short little recap. Okay, they're forecasting a G1 storm on the 25th. That G1 storm is from this solar eruption right here. Watch. Watch where my cursor is. Right about, come on, right there, okay? That was quite a bit of plasma, okay? And it showed up on the coronagraph. So let me back this up. We can go down here, and I think it was this one. Nope, I was wrong. Okay, was it this one? Maybe? I bet it was this one. Yep. Okay, so that eruption caused this on the coronagraph, and it did spread out. All right, hey Trinity, love you, sister, for real. Yeah, if you're in the car, you better not. If you're driving, I know you probably got voice on, but voice to text, but please don't text and drive. I had a good friend lost his daughter over that, and it sucks. It really did. It sucked bad. She ended up going 110 miles an hour texting down the road. Lost her life. It's, yeah, sickening. That's why I am so, I'm on my kids about that probably too much. Anyway, but you see this right here, guys. That's what's causing, came from that flare. Okay, so that eruption, G1. Now I want to point something out here, guys. Our conditions are going up again. I'm not sure why. If you look at their forecasting, I don't think the 3.67, I guess, is probably right on. But we should be looking for the next one to drop. If we go over here to the HP, let's see what it's doing. See, I don't think it's going to, something's going on here, is what I'm trying to say. We've got some space weather hitting our planet. and I really don't know the source of it yet. It could be from Corona hole stream we didn't see. I'm just not sure. So if I take you guys back over here to the magnetosphere tool, guys, you can see the waves of it coming in. So I know that we're getting hit. Okay, it may not be strong enough to put us in the storm level, but you guys see that angle? Okay, now I want you guys to look at this angle. That's kind of pointed up. Now if we go look at the Discover data, see? That's exactly what I would expect to see. What am I talking about? The BZ. The Z part of that is this. Let me go back to it. Sorry. The Z part of that is here. See the Z right here? You see how if you were to stretch that out in a straight line, kind of draw a line from the tail here, ignore this. This is the C east-west. This is a top-down version, okay? This is a side cut, so we're able to see north-south. You see how we're kind of tilted towards the north? If right now we were at -6, we would be in a geomagnetic storm. Why am I so confident? Look at the density. Density's high. The speed itself is actually kind of high, okay? It's not like screaming speed, but look at the magnetic pressure hanging around. This is quite a bit of pressure for having our BZ in the positive, okay? So just understand that. So we are taking some sort of space weather hit right now. And you can even see the tail here kind of pointing up right now. If this was to change, we're going to couple with those magnetic fields inside of whatever's hitting us right now. If it goes -6 anytime soon, we're going to be into geomagnetic storming, okay? I can't tell you how strong. I don't see like some major storm or anything like that, but yeah, we're getting space weather right now. So yeah. Hey, Enlighten. Yeah, Enlighten. Boy, I back you all the way. Idaho Keith's in the house. Lisa. Okay, guys. But that is the rundown, guys. We have one coming. We actually have two. Okay? This one produced one that's coming at us. This one here produced one also. But we're going to wait for the models on that one. I do have a model to show you for that one real quick. It's not very definitive. But we're going to... we'll take a look at it real quick nonetheless. Okay? This is the NASA CME tracker. Okay? So what are we seeing here? See this little, watch this little blur. That's a CME. It's weakling, but it's a CME. Okay? But as you can see here, look at this. That's a full circle standing on its own. That's a current sheath that's got a complete circle. I don't know why that is doing that. Typically, we see just lines like this. I don't remember ever seeing that before. I'm not saying that it ain't normal, because it most likely it is, okay? But I don't remember seeing a completed current sheath on its own out here doing that. I'm gonna have to look into that. I've never seen it do that before, or I've never noticed. Okay, that's probably a better way to say it. So I'm going to try to, that's kind of a mystery to me. I'm going to learn something here on this one, okay? I wouldn't guess that it's something major, guys. That's not what I'm saying. But you can definitely see how that's a completed current sheath, like, circuit. I don't know why that's like that. That really does puzzle me. And that, you know, there's other possibilities here, too. The model could have a flaw in it that they need to work out also. That happens also. But I could, you know, I would be interested in the chat to see if you guys have ever seen that happen. Anybody that's been looking at these models for very long. I know Daniel has, but I don't know if I've ever seen that. That's got me scratching my head there a little bit. So I'm going to have to dig into that, guys. Okay? If anybody knows what that is, even after the stream, please email me. I would love to know. Hey, Tiger NZ, good to see you. Getting another moon? Yeah, guys, we actually, well, I'm not gonna, that's a big subject, Kathy. Yeah, it is. But yeah. Hey, J Boss, good to see you. Hey, Daryl, that blue looks good on you, brother. Just so you know. Uncontrollably falling asleep night. Yeah, that's you know what though? Sometimes that's a good thing. I fight that, guys. I have one of the most severe cases of insomnia. I'm serious. Hey Keith, good to see you. If I thought you guys would do a members only stream at 4 o'clock in the morning, I'd probably do it. But I don't think half of you guys would show up, so I think it would be a waste of time. But, you know, is what it is. But get up there, guys, and go check out Miss Dragon's channel. Hey, Stephanie, good to see you. Guys, I want to see everybody get that blue Kool-Aid face. That would make my year. Gotta have 6 months of membership on that one. I'm glad, Ange, I'm glad you used your free once a month super chat. Guys, please, anybody that has a membership, go down and click that little $sign there on the bottom, and it gives you a free super chat. Let me know. You're awake, Vicky? Yeah, I bet you. I think we've talked about that before. Yeah, you're right, Deep Quake. Right here, guys. Oh, there's something else too. I keep meaning to shout him out. The Carrington app, guys. He's a great guy. Ben Davison used to own that app, and I think Todd bought it. And so go check out the Carrington app on your guys' Play Store. It is a great app just to get real quick space weather information. A lot of the models I show you, like the SDO and all the CME models and stuff, they got it all there. Okay? So yeah. Oh man. We're getting into some subjects in there now. I'm gonna yeah. I love all you guys. I really do. Wow. Loving it. Guys, and I actually do pride myself on that. I want everybody to be able to say what they believe and how they believe and whatever they're thinking. And there's reasons for that, okay? First off, if we're talking about like space weather and data and stuff like that, I don't know everything. Matter of fact, I probably know less than what I know, right? Hey, Bill, good to see you, brother. Prayers for all. Hey, I'll take them, man. I will take them. But, yeah. What was I? See, I got sidetracked. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and end the stream, guys. My brain's all over the place. I am going to get out of here, so let's see here. What did Kathy say there? But thank you, Bill, for that. Appreciate you for being such a support here. You really, truly are. I appreciate all you guys. I want you guys to know that. When I say that, I mean it. Okay? Trying to find Kathy's. Okay. Anyway. Okay. So, anyway, guys. But yeah, I pride myself on just encouraging people to share their whatever, especially when it's like stuff like this, right? Because I don't know everything. But it's okay also if I want you guys to, if I expect you guys to listen to me, should I not listen to you? I think if everybody approached that in the chat like that, and in life in general, things would be a lot better. You know, the person you're talking to, like on the other side, if they have a different view of you, about 90% of the time, you're never going to change that person's mind. But anybody listening to you is hearing it, okay? So be respectful. Nobody's going to listen if it's not respectful. I rebel against that crap. Somebody comes at me, I shut down immediately. I don't hear another word you say if you yell at me. That's that's just the truth. But anyway, guys, enough of this stuff right now. All right, guys. God bless. Yahusha saves, and as always, you go check out Mark tonight. He'll be live, I'm sure. You can drink this Kool-Aid.